everyone, Leah Seidel here. I'm an applied exercise physiologist and I work with people specifically in their golden years to live their best quality of life. Now, a big challenge that a lot of my clients have is actually standing up and sitting down. We call this a chair sit to stand. And what I see all too often is as they stand up, their knees cave in and they get wobbly as they get up, or they might come up and plop back down and have to do this rocking momentum movement to actually get themselves all the way up. And the third common thing that I often see is ploppage. Yes, that is definitely a term, ploppage. And what I mean by that is when the person can stand up, but then as they sit down, they plop into their chair, right? So my challenge to you this week is to stop the plop. And here's how you do that. When you're setting up for your chair stand, you want your feet to be about hip width apart. The wider the base, the more stable we're going to be. So we don't want the feet all the way together. Try keeping the feet hip width apart. Step 2 here. As we power up, you should be able to lift your toes off the ground because your weight is in the back half of the foot. So as I stand up, you may notice my toes are completely off the ground here. Try it. It's kind of neat to try the first time. It might feel a little weird. As you stand up, you want to stand tall. You want to pull the shoulders back and down. Take maybe a big breath in. And then as you lower down, the hips go back first. So we push the pelvis back. We again have the toes lifted here. We can use our hands to counterbalance us, and we lower down with control. Now what you may find here is the first few times you do this, you might get about 3/4 of the way, and then you plop into that chair. That's okay, it just means you need some practice. Let me show you that again from the side, just so you can see it. My feet are hip width apart. You're gonna notice again, my toes are up off the ground. My weight is in the back half of my foot. I push the hips back, hands come forward to counterbalance me, and then I slowly lower down into the chair. Same thing when I stand up, my feet are hip width apart, toes are pointing forward or turned out just slightly, depending on how it feels for you. And then we power up through the back half of our feet. Again, hips go back. We stand nice and tall, keeping our chin up. And we slowly lower down without the ploppage. So, again, my challenge for you this week is to stop the plop. Can you do it? I think you can.